What would it be like to build a $50 million company? In the last 24 months, the grounds have been shifted. Most people are still building with the old, outdated assumptions. I invite you to notice the new reality, a massive shift in leverage. It's a different species of company. The very nature of work is being rebuilt. You have to ask, how? It might sound like I had this all perfectly figured out. I don't. Again, we're not just going to flip a switch and hope for the best. Once our beta testers have helped us refine the app and squash the bugs, what happens then? Can a solo founder with the right systems architect the entire business from the ground up? I personally believe the answer is So as we're moving forward, I think it's important to clarify this framework for this journey. Just to set the frame, this challenge is simple but serious. I'm building and launching an AI native SaaS product that either generates $100,000 in revenue or that exits at that value. It has to be AI operational at its core, not just branded by AI, but actually run by it. We are starting bootstrapped. No external investors, no pre-built AI products that have made revenue. It's solo-led, but not done in isolation. I'll bring in collaborators, collaborative support, automation tools, and even partnerships or sponsorships, so long as I stay hands-on with every decision and build. The entire process is being shared in real time, transparently, with successes and failures, no sugarcoating. And just to be clear, this isn't a step-by-step guide or promise of any form of result. It's a personal challenge I'm documenting publicly, not a prescription for what you should do. So please do not misunderstand this built in public challenge. Now, back to the episode. All right, let's talk about the engine of this whole thing, the business model. Because for decades, if you wanted to build a significant software company, the playbook was written in stone. What would it be like if your goal was to build a $50 million company? Well, the answer was always the same. You need a small army. We are not just talking about a big team, we're talking about a specific kind of bloat. To hit that 50 million annual recurring revenue mark, a traditional SaaS company potentially needed around 225 to 250 employees minimum. Think about what that actually means. It meant hiring departments of full-time engineers to manage the code base and another department for people in sales, hitting the phones, a dozen of marketers, a massive customer support department, HR, compliance, finance, layers upon layers. The entire structure was a beast with 1,000 mouths to feed, constantly burning through cash, slowed down by meetings and departmental politics. That was the only way. But in the last 24 months, the grounds have been shifted. A change so fundamental that most people are still building with the old, outdated assumptions. I invite you to notice the new reality. A company like Lovable is doing around $61 million in revenue with just 28 people. Another, like Bolt, is at 40 million with only, I think it's like 15 employees. And I also recently saw that Amjad, Replit's founder and CEO, said that they crossed the $100 million in annual recurring revenue, up from $10 million at the end of 2024. Just let that sink in. The old model gets you about $220,000 of revenue per employee. These new AI native companies, they are getting over millions per employee. That's a massive shift in leverage. It's a different species of company. If you were wondering, these figures mentioned here were based on research I've done with Ep.3. I've attached the citations of the research down in the description below. Go have a read at it, taking that into consideration. There's quite a bit of articles speaking about the same things. So as you begin to realize what this means, you have to ask, how? The answer is the very nature of work is being rebuilt. They're not just handling AI features. The AI is the infrastructure. The bottleneck of manual coding is being replaced by a chat interface that builds production-ready software, and complex development that previously demanded big engineering departments are now streamlined through AI-native platforms, giving founders, solo entrepreneurs, and creators the power to build that once took entire teams. And this is where it gets really powerful. For decades, the primary source of leverage was capital. You raised money to hire people, and the new leverage? It's intelligence. You deploy systems. A person could possibly, for the first time, architect a business where AI agents are the employees. Imagine head of operations is an AI workflow that manages everything from billing to client onboarding. Just imagine marketing departments that are multiple agents that's doing the research, drafting posts, and managing the distribution of those posts. This is what it means to be AI native. This brings me back to the core question that drives this entire challenge. Is it truly possible to build real, scalable infrastructures? A company with a real, defensible moat without the bloat, without the massive team? Can a solo founder with the right systems architect the entire business from the ground up? I personally believe the answer is yes. And that belief is everything about how I should be building right now. So you might be wondering how I'm planning to get these apps into the world. Am I just going to build something secret for the next 6 months and then have a big flashy launch day, hoping to get it right? Absolutely not. I'm doing something different. I'm building in public, and I want to take you on the journey with me from the very beginning. My entire launch strategy is built around one core idea: a soft launch. This means before I ever have a big public launch, I'm going to release an entire version of the app to a small, dedicated group of people. They could be peers, people that show interest, friends, family, potential future users, whoever the app could potentially help. We call them beta testers. The way I see a beta tester is you're not just a user, you're a co-creator. You get to use the app before anyone else and give us your raw, honest feedback. What do you love? What's confusing? What features are missing? What bugs are you experiencing? Etc. This feedback is the most crucial part of our process. It feeds directly into what I call the tight loop. It works like this. We release a version of the app. We listen to the feedback. We then analyze it. We refine the app, we fix the bugs, and deploy a new, better version. Then we do that all over again. It's a rapid cycle of testing, learning, and improving that ensures we are building a product that people actually want to use. But here's the most exciting part. This isn't just about one app. This process creates a flywheel. With every app, I'm potentially going to do a soft launch. And as I'm refining the process, it will become faster and it will become smarter. The lessons I learned from the first app will be immediately applied to the second, third, fourth, etc. The feedback process gets more refined, and then the development naturally gets quicker. This allows me to test new ideas at a speed that would be impossible otherwise. This means I can build and launch multiple apps, constantly iterating and improving our process. Once our beta testers have helped us refine the app and squash the bugs, what happens then? Then we do the actual launch. But again, we're not just going to flip a switch and hope for the best. I have a projected idea of the path, a series of steps I plan to take to get the app out there. This is based on my experience with info businesses and digital products, not specifically software. It might sound like I had this all perfectly figured out. I don't. My experience in selling software specifically has been part of larger coaching offers. I've never had the opportunity to sell it as a standalone product. So this path, it's my best guess. It's a roadmap, I'll follow at first, but I'm going to be leaning and adapting every step of the way. And just like the soft launch, I'm going to share what we learn with you. So this is the plan that I'm thinking about. So step 1, go organic. First, we'll start where the conversation is already happening. We'll be sharing the story, potentially behind the scenes content, the user journey from our beta phase, and really just trying to build a genuine community around the apps. Next, we'll probably start running some targeted ads. The main goal here isn't necessarily a huge number of sales, but rapid feedback. We can test different messages and features with a much wider audience to see what really resonates. It's like a supercharged version of our beta test, and I'll be sharing everything with you on how we set up those ads, the way we structure the testing of the ads, and the way we launch those ads. And then step 3, the big debut on Product Hunt. This is a big milestone. We'll launch the product on Product Hunt, which is basically the go-to place for tech communities to discover new products. It's our chance to put the app on a global stage, to get feedback from experts, and hopefully make a splash. Then step 4. After the initial launch, we are exploring the idea of listing the app on a platform like AppSumo. This would likely be a lifetime deal, which does two things. It gives us a massive wave of new users access to the app, providing even more feedback, and it can provide a cash injection to fund the development of the next app or just recuperating the cost of the ads. Whenever we're choosing to run the ads, it's extremely important that we self-liquidate those ads, meaning the software needs to bring a return that we can pay the ads without draining cash flow just to run the ads. And that leads us to the final step, step 5, which is the end goal, the acquisition. My goal isn't to run these apps forever. The plan is to build them, grow them, and ultimately list them on acquisition platforms where other businesses can buy them. The entire flywheel is designed to build great, validated products that we can sell, allowing us to take what we earn and roll it right back into building the next wave of ideas, bigger and better each time. So that's the projected path, from organic social posts all the way to a potential sale. It's ambitious and there will be bumps in the road, but that's the point. We're going to learn as we go, and I'm committed to sharing every win, every lesson, all with you. So that's the vision. That's the journey we are about to embark on. I started this conversation by talking about an idea, and we've walked through the entire life cycle, from the first spark to a soft launch to a full public launch, and even the ultimate goal of selling the product to fuel the next creation. The whole process is about a few core beliefs that I want to share with you. First, I believe in building lean. Gone are the days of spending a year and a fortune building something no one wants. We're starting small with a single powerful idea, and we're building it alongside the people it's meant for. Second, this entire model is designed for real-time pivots. The feedback loop we talked about isn't just a gimmick, it's our navigation system. If the data and feedback tell us to turn left, we turn left. I will stay nimble and listen, rather than stubbornly pushing ahead with a flawed plan. And finally, it's all about staying in momentum. The flywheel model, launching, learning, selling, and reinvesting, is how we create perpetual motion. It's how I could ensure that the end of the project is simply the beginning of the next more ambitious one. We don't want to be a one-hit wonder, we want to be an engine for creation. So now I want to realign with you. This video isn't just an update, it's an invitation to the entire journey, and that journey continues in the very next episode, where we are diving into what is arguably the most important part of the entire process. I'll be sitting down with someone many of you in the entrepreneurial and marketing world most probably know or heard of, who I've been working alongside for nearly 3 years now. Together, we are going to deep dive into the art and science of identifying problems in markets that's actually worth solving. We'll explore how to go about it, the frameworks, the users, and how these first principles can be applied natively in any potential business idea that one might have, especially along this journey. It's the foundational step that everything else is built on, and you're going to get a front row seat of just that. So if you want to see that episode and join us for that deep dive, make sure you subscribe to the channel and like the video so people can find it. Let me know down in the comments what you're most excited about in this journey, and be sure to turn on the notifications so that you don't miss out on what's coming next. See you then.